Hey, friend, welcome back to the Meditation School podcast. And in this one, I want to talk about something a bit controversial, but not for the sake of just talking about it, but for the sake of understanding ourselves and our life paths a little bit deeper. So, the difference between spirituality and religion. One of my favorite writers is Joseph Campbell. I actually have a book with me if you're watching this on video. One of my favorite books of his called The Pathways to Bliss. Really lovely. I think it was just lectures that he gave that was transcribed. And Joseph Campbell sees mythology as the symbols and allegories and uh, analogies that we experience our interior life through and our exterior lives through that give us direction, meaning, purpose, framework. And religion is when we take those mythologies and we turn them into beliefs, literal beliefs. So Jesus actually walked on water. Moses actually came down from the the mountain with the 10 commandments. Now those things may or may not have happened, but what happens with religion is there's a hardening of beliefs, and then it's no longer what is my experience, because what if my experience is different than the religion? Well, then I must be sinning or blasphemous or wrong, because the religion is right and this is the way it goes. Right? Whereas spirituality, and I connect that to mythology the way Joseph Campbell does, it's about our own internal experience that may or may not gel with a religious tradition. And religious traditions are very tied to history and culture. They become these group identities. So I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist, I'm a Jew, I'm Hindu, whatever it is. This is who I am. This is my identity. And then with that comes this almost like software that these are my beliefs. This is how I'm supposed to live life. This is the way the universe was created. This is what God is. And it's like someone is just gives you a disc of beliefs, you upload them, and now this is what you believe. Don't you think it's a bit of a coincidence that most people born in a certain religion believe that their religion is the right one? Just a little bit of a coincidence that my God, out of the 4 or 5,000 gods that have ever existed in human history, other than the 300 million in Hinduism, let's just say they're all manifestation of one for the sake of this, that my God is the right one and yours isn't. Yeah. What are the odds of that? So, with spirituality, and you'll see a lot more people these days identifying as being spiritual versus religious. I think it's an acknowledgement of, okay, there's something sacred inside me. There's something special. There's purpose and meaning that's opening up and unfolding, but it doesn't have to be identified with a group or group think or taking mythology as literal or as historical. And I'm probably getting some religious tomatoes thrown at me. Ah, but that's okay. So, in Joseph Campbell's work, and I love it so much, if you've never read Hero with a Thousand Faces, maybe you've seen Star Wars or any other movie ever in Hollywood. It's all based on his work. The storyline that's almost like been beating a Hollywood's been beating a dead horse for a while with this. It's always the same kind of hero's journey storyline, but it's taken out of all the mythologies throughout time and human experience, and he kind of distilled it into a very common experience of uh, being called to an adventure, going to the dark forest, having to go drop the ring into the lava, like in Lord of the Rings, or wake up out of the Matrix, right? Or in Christianity, even, overcoming the torture and pain of being on the cross. You'll see it everywhere, but you'll see it a lot in our culture. Our mythologies are expressed through our films, right? Very often. And so there's this hero's journey. This you have to get called into the dark forest in some way, and you get help and guides along the way. You lose yourself. You think all is lost, it's over. And then you come out the other side having you went in like a rough rock and you came out a diamond, right? That's the life journey, and that's the spiritual journey. And it's not just an external journey. That's the myth. That's the story, that it's an external journey. But the external journey is really a metaphor for the internal journey. That is what matters, isn't it? The internal journey. And that's the one. Maybe we're not all physical superheroes saving the world, but we are all going through very similar internal journeys. And mythology and spirituality helps us navigate them, helps us understand how to go inwards and understand who we are and awaken into our own enlightenment. And if we just live in our beliefs, okay, God exists and all I have to do is behave to be a good person and then heaven will come to me. Well, there's no real necessarily a transformation in that, right? It's just, all right, if I believe something, I'll be saved. If I chant something, I'll be rewarded. If I behave a certain way, I'll be rewarded. And I think we're kind of coming out of that consciousness and recognizing, oh, I have to do the work from the inside out. And I might have to let go of all my beliefs and find out the truth for myself. Just like every great religion in the world was started by a person going into a cave, climbing a mountain, being put on a cross, whatever it is, going through some trial and tribulation, finding truth, and then sharing that truth with others in that path. And then people who didn't quite understand it made everything literal, hardened it into a box, and said, this is the only way. And if you don't believe it, you're an infidel. We're going to get you. Hence the Crusades and so many other horrible, violent experiences on this planet. It's a misinterpretation. It's an inner journey. And that's what I see as the difference between spirituality and religion. Does that mean you need to let your religion go? No, you can have it. Just do it in a conscious way and realize that the path is an inward one. And I wish you the best on it. Don't be afraid of going into that dark forest and coming out the other side a transformed person. That's what life is about. When you go in, you want some tools, you want some guidance, and you want to know that you're not alone. And you're not. We're all on this journey together. So I wish you the best. I'll see you on the other side.